Today on Cooking for Wellness, we're making a plant-based veggie burger. So stick around and let's get started. Welcome to another episode of Cooking for Wellness at NYU Langone Health. I'm Chef Jeffrey Held. It is July and we are excited for outdoor summer grilling season. We're gonna make one of our employee favorites from the Kimmel Cafe, our very own plant-based black bean and farro burger. This burger is delicious and flavorful and has great texture, which makes it a fantastic substitute for any beef or turkey burger. You can sear it in a pan, but if you're able to grill it over an open flame, it is a great way to infuse the aromas of the barbecue and develop deep and complex flavors. Let's get started. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start on our farro. We're gonna cook the farro pilaf style. A little bit of olive oil, medium heat. We're gonna add the farro and toast it. Bring out the aromas and flavors of the farro, extra nuttiness. Once that's toasted well enough, we're gonna add our water. We're gonna cover it and let it sit. Cooks about 18 to 20 minutes. While the farro cooks, we're gonna saute our vegetables. Also about a medium heat, a little bit of oil. We have some small diced onion, some carrots. We're looking to sweat, not saute. We don't want color. Once the vegetables begin to soften, we're gonna add some fresh garlic, a little bit of chili flake for heat, and just a little bit of salt. I'm gonna add the garlic. Careful with the chili flake. Anytime you're adding chili flake to the toasting process, you're gonna bring out a lot more heat than if you just put it in at the end. Once the vegetables are nice and soft, we're gonna wanna chill them down to room temp. So you'll lay them out on a nice baking pan. Okay, so we're ready to form our vegetable burgers. So we're using a clear container so you get a really good view of what we're doing. Have my immersion blender. I'm gonna add my cooked and cooled vegetables. I'm gonna add my cooked farro. So I have two cans of low sodium black beans. I drained the juices and I reserved about a cup of whole beans. The rest of the beans are going into the blend. We had some chipotle and adobo. Adds a little bit of heat and smokiness to the mix. So this burger is vegan, 100% plant-based today. So we substitute the egg for a flax egg, which is 1 egg ratio is 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed to 3 tablespoons of water. We let that sit about 15 minutes and it forms like a thick almost paste, and that actually helps bind the mix. So we have some panko breadcrumbs and some fresh parsley and fresh cilantro. We're gonna blend this. So we're blending this into a very thick paste, and then once that's blended, we're gonna add in the remaining whole beans to add to the overall texture. We're gonna take the mix, we're gonna transfer it to a bowl. So we're gonna add our whole black beans back in, and once your mix is nicely incorporated and combined, we're gonna let that sit in the refrigerator for about 30 to 40 minutes. This will help the flax eggs set and get you a nice firm patty when it's time to shape. It's like the first couple times you make this, like, you know, it's not an exact science. Like, you may have to add a little bit more breadcrumbs to help bind. You're just gonna cover it up, let it sit in the refrigerator for about 30 to 40 minutes. Okay, we're ready to form our patties. What we do here is we roll it into almost like you're making a meatball, and then just shape it into a nice patty, about 3/4 of an inch thick, and more or less whatever the size of the bun you're looking for. You can see it's nice and firm and set from the flax egg. So we made our patties. Before we hit the grill, we're gonna season just like we would any meat burger with some fresh pepper and a little bit of salt. Helps with the sear. And we're gonna get started on grilling our burgers. Well, I wanna talk a little bit about vegetable burgers in general. I feel like there are so many different versions out there right now. Many that are made out of vegetables and made to kind of mimic the taste and textures of vegetables. And then we have tons of actual versions of alternative meat style. But at Cooking for Wellness, we fully stand by scratch cooking and using ingredients that you know and source yourself and cooking from scratch. But if you have to make the choice, you definitely want to try to stick to ingredient lists that are as minimal as possible and things that you recognize. So we don't have the grill too hot, have about medium high, because we don't want to burn, but we want to make sure we cook them through. Especially when you're doing something like with a vegetable mix like this, you don't want to touch it. You gotta let it sit. They'll release themselves from the grill when the sear is completed and when they're ready to go. If you try to flip it too much, you end up sticking to the grill. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and give them a little quarter turn now. The reason for the quarter turn is I get those perfect crosshatch grill marks that everybody looks for. All right, we're just about ready. We got a great sear. Remember, there's nothing we really have to cook. We're basically heating it through and focusing on a sear and a nice crisp exterior. Got some really nice whole grain buns. I'm basically just gonna dress this up like I would any other burger. We have avocado, great way to mimic the fat and the mouthfeel of like a mayonnaise or like a creamy dressing is with avocado. Works great in tuna salad and things like that. I made some chipotle ketchup. Just mix some ketchup up with the chipotle and adobo. Have some plum tomatoes and some green leaf lettuce. We're gonna add our burgers, a little avocado, and we're ready to go. Great substitute for any meat burger. Delicious, flavorful, great textures, and completely vegan. Let's give it a taste. Delicious. So there you have it. Plant-based black bean and farro burger. Great taste, great flavor. Perfect for the summer grilling season and the upcoming 4th of July holiday. Check out more episodes on our healthy lifestyle playlist.